the current food crisis traces back directly to Woodrow Wilson's invasion of Haiti, which was murderous and brutal and destructive. Among Wilson's many crimes was to dissolve the Haitian parliament at gunpoint because it refused to pass what was called progressive legislation, which would allow U.S. businesses to take over Haitian lands. Wilson's Marines then ran a free election in which the legislation was passed by 99.9% of the vote. That's of the 5% of the population permitted to vote. All of this comes down to us as what's called Wilsonian idealism. Later, U.S. aid instituted programs in Haiti to turn it under the slogan of turning Haiti into the Taiwan of the Caribbean by adhering to the sacred principle of comparative advantage. That is, they should import from the United States while working people, mostly women, slaved under miserable conditions in U.S.-owned assembly plants. Haiti's first free election in 1990 threatened these economically rational programs. The poor majority made the mistake of entering the political arena and electing their own candidate, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, a populist priest. And Washington instantly adopted standard operating procedures, moving at once to undermine the regime. A couple of months later came the military coup, instituting a horrible reign of terror, which was backed by Bush. Bush won, and even more so by Clinton. By 1994, Clinton decided that the population was sufficiently intimidated, and he sent U.S. forces to restore the elected president. That's now called a humanitarian intervention, but on very strict conditions, namely that the president accept a very harsh neoliberal regime, in particular, no protection for the economy. Haitian rice farmers are quite efficient, but they can't compete with U.S. agribusiness that relies on a huge government subsidy, thanks to Ronald Reagan's free market enthusiasms. Well, there's nothing at all surprising about what followed next. In 1995, U.S. aid wrote a report pointing out, I'm quoting it, that the export-driven trade and investment policy that Washington mandated will relentlessly squeeze the domestic rice farmer. In fact, the neoliberal policies rammed down Haiti's throat, dismantled what was left of economic sovereignty, drove the country into chaos, and that was accelerated by Bush #2's banning of international aid on totally cynical grounds. In February 2004, the two traditional torturers of Haiti, France and the United States, combined to back a military coup and send President Aristide off to Africa. The U.S. denies him permission to return to the entire region. Haiti had by then lost the capacity to feed itself, making it highly vulnerable to food price fluctuation. That was the immediate cause of the 2008 food crisis, which led to riots and enormous protests, but not getting food. The story's familiar, in fact, quite similar in much of the world. So going back to the Bangladesh newspaper, it's true enough that the food crisis results from a Western lack of concern. A pittance by our standards would overcome its worst immediate effects. But more fundamentally, it results from the dedication to Adam Smith's principles of business-run state policy. These are all matters that we too easily evade. They happen daily, along with the fact that bailing out banks is not uppermost in the minds of the billion people now facing starvation, not forgetting the tens of millions enduring hunger in the richest country in the world.